Hello there, ladies and gents, how you doing? And welcome back to another episode of Foolcraft with me, Patanox. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you remember from last episode, we went ahead and gave this base a brain. That's right, let me just drop on down. There we go. That's right, we gave the base a brain. And what a beautiful brain it is too. It is powered off at the moment because there's not really any need for it to be on. But we have so many different connections up here. The top half is set to 6 different quantum rings so that we can have a whole load of channels on them. On each of those 6. And each quantum ring has 16 dense cables. So 16 times 32 is 324, 80, just over 500 channels for each one. Yeah, we should be good for a while. And then down below we have just the bare cables, and this is what we're going to be using for around this base. So yeah, obviously we're never going to need all of these, but it's good to have a redundancy. But the first thing I want to do is actually hook up this to our starter base. So what we're going to do is put one of these quantum rings over our starter house. Let's go and do that now. So yeah, here we are over at Pat's place, and what we want to do is hook up all of the ME system that we have over here to our main brain. And we're actually going to do that just in this bit here. So we're actually going to put in this quantum ring right in here. So we just need to take out a few of these dirt blocks. There we go. Now I'm hoping this should work. This should be the way to be able to do it this way. So we want that there, there and there. Then that should connect. I think that'll connect there. I think it will. Anyway, let's find out. Yes. So there we go. But however, now does it need power? Just in case we need to power it, I do have an energy acceptor. And what we're going to do is just pop that in here. Now, that looks like that might be connected. And then we have these. I've got these singularities. I've gone and named them for Pat's place. So we'll take one of those, put that in there, and then the other one we'll put over in our tower, and hopefully that should be connected. But we're not going to be able to register it until we have a terminal over at the tower so we can check. So let's see. Yep, that's all fine. How's the Flux network? Yeah, that seems to be all good. Yep, fantastic. So yeah, let's get a terminal made, and we'll take some cable and just go and check that that actually is all connected. A crafting table will do. Yep, we'll take one of those, and we want some cables. So we'll just grab, well, they're coloured, aren't they? Well, this is just going to be a quick test, so we'll just grab. I'm not entirely certain how this will work. Let's see. Let's take these over there, connect it up, and see how we get on. Right, so we're back over at the tower. We've gone and got the second singularity put into here. Now let's make sure that these are connected. A point of note, folks, when you're connecting things by quantum rings, make sure you only have one lot of ME controllers connected. So of course, back at our main base, starter base area, we actually put some controllers in there. As soon as you connect up these rings, it's all going to stop working, and these controllers will go red. So I've gone and knocked out the controllers back over at our starter house. So as you can see, these are working. This is now the only brains of the outfit. So as you can see, these are all lit up. Lovely. That is working. Now look at this. It's now using 24 of the 32 channels. That's because it's receiving all the items from over at the starter area. So all of that is connected up to this ME controller. So if we take these purple cables, just run it off here for instance. Oops, what was that I just put on? No, don't want to put that there. Pick that up. Right. Then if we were to pop cables down there, put this on here. Hang on, what? Why can't we? We should be able to see everything on that network there. Oh, there we go, it's starting to populate. There we go, look at that. That is everything that we had in our storage system. So that network is now fully hooked up. Everything we had over at our main place, we can now access here, which is brilliant. So now what we need to do is we've actually gone and used one of these rings. Brilliant. We want to run some of these cables out through the different areas of the base. So I want to send some off in this direction to populate, oh, bit of a rubber band there, off down that way, populate down there. I want to send some round in this corner, some round over to that side. I want to send a few up, a few down, all over the place basically. But what we're going to be getting on first with this episode is I want to start doing some automatic crafting. That's right. And in order to do the automatic crafting, if we have a look in the craft, we need these. The applied energistic crafting monitor and some crafting storage. That's right. And also some code processing. This is how we do the auto crafting with applied energistics. So it's time to get started. But first of all, let's get some cables laid out around here, shall we? We're not going to get loads done, but we can at least get a few just to begin with until we get an idea of where we're actually going to place things. Right, to begin with, I'm thinking our automatic crafting, we'll run these down the wall just here. So let's take some of these cables and run them out down this way. Right guys, I do not know what is going on with this system. So if anybody out there knows anything about applied energistic, please try and help. Try and let me figure this out. Explain to me what's going on here. So we have dense smart cable from up above. That's only using 7 channels, right? We have this one down here. It's only using 4 channels. Now we connect this up. That should be 11 channels. That'll be right. Yes, I assume right. So look, 4 and 7. That should mean there's 11 channels that can go into there. Obviously, this has got 32. Excuse me. Now we need to give it a moment because it takes a little bit. Look, 8. That drops down to 5, and that drops down to 3. I don't understand what is going on. All we have up here is a load of ME terminals and 2 import bus, or export and import bus, 1 storage bus. There's a couple of storage buses up there. 1 for our cactus and 1 for our big colossal chest. And then we have terminals in the house and over our Foolcraft area. Down here we have nothing down here this side because I've been trying to get all this working, and yeah, I've ended up ripping all this out. But we have the drawers for the lapis and cactus. The cactus and lapis both have chests down here. They've got buses on them to feed into all this system. And we also have a storage bus on here for our ores and one on here for our resources. Now this is the one that's disconnected from down here. And then from up above, it is the terminal and the storage of our Foolcraft area. So it's the furthest away ones which are disconnecting. And then of course when I try and add this one, we've got 6 storage drawers down here. If I can add that one, that's fine. Add that one, fair enough. And as soon as I add another one, it disconnects and it only accepts 2. So I do not know what is going on. If anybody watching this can explain it to me why this applied energistic system is not working, that'd be fantastic. But for now, I think we're going to have to scrap the whole automated crafting and actually set up a storage area at our main base and actually go for a digital storage solution. Just move everything over there. So basically we're going to be stripping everything out of this and just leaving, if we can, the spawners and the miners, but all the items will head over to our main base. So for now, let's head over to the main base area and see if we can start cracking up with some digital storage. Dang, I don't know what's going on. This should be simple enough. So just storage, but I had it set up, storage buses on these drawer controllers, onto a cable. This should just go through to our system, but it's not working. I don't know what's going on. It's now 1 o'clock in the morning. I've been scratching my head for the last couple of hours. I'm getting incredibly frustrated. So it's time to find an easy fix. Right, so that magenta line over there is where we were going to put the automatic crafting setups. And then this white line over here, this is where we are now going to have our storage. So it is fully lit up because I've gone and put in 32 of these ME drives. And we currently have 4 64K storages. Now these can each hold 63 different types of item. They can hold about 1,000, just over 1,000 of each one. We've got 4 of them. Eventually, yeah, we're going to get all this full. But again, to fill all that, we're going to need the auto crafting going. And first things first, we need to start sending over all of the items. But it's kind of a catch-22. Because we can only send over so many items before this gets full. But in order to make more, we need the auto crafting. So you know what? I think we've got this in, but we are going to start putting in some of the auto crafting. So if we fly up to the one terminal up here that we have, we're coming up, bit of a rubber band in there. So come on, land on here. Yeah, this is our one terminal. I think what I may do is take one of these cables off and run it around the perimeter and put terminals all over the place, just so that we've got access everywhere. I mean, I know there is the wireless. There is wireless, but we've been having, again, there's problems with the wireless. I've been problems with the wireless. I've got the Infinity Booster card from when we killed the dragon, but that doesn't seem to be working. So I don't know what's going on, to be honest, folks. I've got a feeling that Applied Energistics might be a bit bugged in this pack. But still, we will do what we can with what we've got. So, come on. There we go. Now look, see? There's nothing in here. It's bugged out again. It keeps desyncing every now and again. I mean, look, we've still got the 8 channels coming through, so it should be fine. 24 out of 32. That should be working just fine, but it keeps desyncing. See, there you go. Look, everything's back again now. It's really rather annoying. But still, let's see what we can do with regards to the crafting setup. So, need a crafting monitor, which is a crafting unit and a storage monitor. Now to make a crafting unit, right, calculation and logics. Now I did make some of these, but I've gone ahead and used quite a few for those drives. So let's see, can we, yeah, I'm missing the logic processors. Dang it. And look, see, there you go. Everything has just disappeared again. This is really frustrating, and to be honest, I've got a feeling, oh, see, things started to come back in, yeah. I've got a feeling it's something to do with these quantums. So whilst this may be a great idea, I think these quantum rings may be going out the window, folks, once we've got everything moved across and we just have this as our main base. We may end up stripping all these quantum rings out once we've got everything, once we've got all our items moved over here. We may just strip that house down to the bare bones. It's done us well. It will do us well for the time being while we get established over here, but yeah, this is incredibly frustrating. Anyway, let's go and make some of those logic. Hello? What just hit me then? Don't like that. Right, let's go make some more logic processors so that we can actually get this. See, look. Right, I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to go and take 5 minutes to calm down. Okay, folks, so it is now the next day. Not just 5 minutes gone by, it's actually the next day now. I've slept on the problem. I think I've sorted the problem. And yeah, what it is right, let's just show what I've done first. Last night, after recording that last clip, I actually went and moved all of our items over into some digital storage right here. As you see, we've got quite a few drives in. These aren't all 64K. There's quite a few 16K drives in there, just so we can actually get all the items moved over. Eventually, we will have this all full up. But for now, we've got all of our items stored in here, except for the ores and the resources that we get from our miners. That's all there. And I've also been able to sort out the problem with all of our spawners as well. The problem is that we've been using the claim chunks to try and chunk load. Yeah, this doesn't work. Nah, it doesn't work. So we're going to have to come along and clear all these out. In order to chunk load, we need to use these, the weirding gadgets. Unfortunately, these only load one chunk. So as you can see, we've already got a few spaced out around here. One there, one there. There's one down there. There's actually one inside our brain. And then if we travel over to our starter place, there we go. There is actually, the first one of these I ever put down is actually underneath that grill right there. Because that did originally, I'm sure it was 3x3, but it loaded up our power supply. So we've got one there. We have one here loading up all of our inscriber. And then if we come on down, let me just get rid of the hover. There we go. Come on down this way. I actually went and put quite a few all along here. There's actually, I think it's 8 loading up all the chunks for this area. And as you can see, yeah, I've sorted out the problem with all of our cables because, yeah, okay, I probably derped up probably quite a few that last clip with face palming because I had a normal standard cable. That's why I can only get 8. And at the moment we are restricted to 16 because we're just using the smart cable. We're not using a coloured cable on one of the P2P networks, so I will probably get that sorted out. In fact, you know what? It's good. No, I'll do it between episodes because it's going to take a bit of time because I'm going to have to strip out all of the dense smart cables we've got, dye them, put them back in, then connect them up to a P2P network just here. And I think that's how it works. To be honest, this is the biggest applied energistics system that I've ever tried. So it's a learning curve. But we are getting there. Now, we've still got a couple of minutes. So I'm going to go back to the main tower and show you a little something else I've been doing. It's more of a, what's the word? It's easy life, standard of living sort of principle. Let me just tell you what, I'll show you. You probably saw earlier on anyway. So yeah, as you can see, we had the magenta cable coming down there. That is where we are going to put our auto crafting. We were going to do it this episode, but of course, things kind of got away from us. We're still learning. Then we had the white cable come along, which is our storage. That is why we have 32 drives on 32 channels. And then you see we have this green one coming along. And this comes right down. And this is going to run along the edge all the way around our base. And this is going to be initially just a way of hooking up some terminals. So all the different areas we have, there will always be a terminal nearby. Whether we have this area subdivided into rooms or whatnot. But yeah, that green wire, that green smart cable, is going to be where all of our terminals go. Well guys, I've managed to succeed in running that green line all the way around the edge. If we just coming up, you can see we have the green smart cable going all the way around the edge. We have one terminal here, which I believe is working. Device online, yep. And then we've got to put one over here. I was thinking about having some over by the entrance. And device online, brilliant. So these do work, but they don't work straight away. Because look, I want to put one over here as well. So let's just get what we need. Pop that down. There. And there. Now it will say device missing channel. And it will say that for quite a while. And then eventually it should pop on. So at the moment we should be using 2 from the green channel. There you go. 2 of 32. And hopefully when that one becomes active, that will be 3. But at least now, we have all of our items over here. We're starting to get some cable management in place. I know we were going to get the auto crafting done this episode, but with all those problems we had, it's been an absolute nightmare. And to be honest, it did blag my head last night. I mean, yeah, it was early hours of the morning, but still. So I think we're going to call it a day for there now, folks. But what I'm going to do is in between this and the next episode, I'm going to go and take out all the dense cables over at Pat's place, our initial starter house, dye them and try and get those all hooked up so that works. Because remember, we've got 16 channels over there and we've also running 16 channels from here, which is why this is full. I think if we dye them a colour over at Pat's place, dye them a colour, put them through a P2P, they should run through one of these. I believe that's how this system works. Like I say, this is the first time I've ever really used P2P tunnels and a large controller like this. But we're learning, hopefully, slowly but surely. We'll have to see how it goes. So anyway, folks, thank you very much for joining me. I know we haven't really got a lot done. It's been a bit of a learning curve this episode. Next episode, we will get round to starting the auto crafting. If only so we can start auto-crafting all the cables we've been using. Because that is a bit of a nightmare, having to turn string into wool, use the wool to cover the fluids cables, having made some fluids cables, turning them into dense, then into smart, then dyeing different colours. It's a nightmare, guys. So yeah, we will get auto-crafting done very soon, folks. So thank you very much for joining me. If you have enjoyed this episode, please be sure to go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit subscribe. And go ahead and ring that bell so you get notified when all the new videos come out. Because now we have modded Minecraft on Mondays. We have village craft on Fridays. And we now also have 7 days to die on Wednesdays. That's right, guys. Me, somebody, Swan and Fire, all off playing 7 days to die. Yeah, it's pretty fun. Anyway, folks, thank you very much for joining me. And all that's left for me to say is take it easy. And I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye, guys. Bye. All this cabling is making my brain hurt. Can you not see it throbbing? Yeah, it hurts.